When I have a thought, I gotta let it out. It's a bright spot that I can't even doubt. My opinions, my point of view, even if things are a little chopped and screwed. So yeah, even if you disagree. So yeah, even if I'm not in your pedigree. So yeah, especially if you agree. So yeah, so yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you're listening to it. Welcome to the So Yeah podcast with your girl, Caroline M. Diamond. And I'm coming to you with another. We've had so many special episodes for this season of the So Yeah podcast, and we're going to keep the energy going, okay? We're going to keep the special podcast episodes coming. And this week's episode is special because the Olympics have just finished. And you might not know this about me, but I am a die-hard Olympics watcher. Okay? I love the Olympics. I've always loved the Olympics. Okay? Like, since birth, been watching the Olympics. Those 2 weeks, I am planted in front of my television. And I would say I like the Summer Olympics just a little bit more than the winter ones. I feel like for me, there's more sports that I enjoy full circle in the Summer Olympics than the Winter Olympics. But alas, I still watch it. I'll watch kind of anything. Although I have to say that this year I was stuck, and I mean stuck, watching figure skating. And I don't know if my memory is eluding me, which it probably is. I'm 31 now, so I can't remember everything anymore. I don't recall that during the Olympics, that figure skating went on for this many days. I swear to God, it was 2 weeks straight of figure skating. Has it always been that way? Because I swear it was like 4 or 5 days of figure skating. And then I would have to watch like skiing and snowboarding. Like, I don't recall that I watched figure skating for literally 12 days. But alas, am I complaining? Absolutely no. But I was just like, oh my God, every day. I'm like, it's like a part-time job at the Olympics for me to watch any of the games. And I wouldn't watch prime time because like, I want to know what everybody and how everyone is competing. So I would watch the feed. Okay, not the venue feed because I don't like the camera angles that they provide, but the full part 1 and part 2 of all of the skating. And first of all, before I get into like all like the people and stuff like that, I have a bone to pick with NBC/Peacock, okay? There were a couple days where I couldn't watch the figure skating within the 24 hours, like the full kit and caboodle, the full episode, I would say. And after 24 hours, it would go off. It would go off the replays. And I reached out to my handy dandy TikTok and I asked, what the fuck is the problem here? Because I got a bone to pick. I got issues at hand. And one of my lucky fans, or got to the hashtag, whatever, said that it's because of music licensing. And I say that's fucking bullshit. Keep it on line. I'll say it again. Keep it online. Why can I watch a hockey game that was 2 weeks ago at this point, and I can't watch figure skating from 2 nights ago? That is a travesty. And there were a lot of performances that I missed. I missed a lot of the pairs, and I love pairs. I love the rhythm dance. I missed Evan Bates and Madison Chalk. I needed my Chalk and Bates. I missed it. And I was upset. Did I watch it at prime time? Yes, but that's not enough. That's not enough for me. Okay? So, let's talk about the good, right? Let's compliment sandwich this. The best part, obviously, was that the U.S. brought home a team gold. So all of our figure skaters from the U.S. got to go home with a gold medal. I love it! I love it. And then also another peak of the mountain was obviously Alyssa Liu. Like, I'm obsessed with her. I love that we have like an alt princess that's like in this very like, princess kind of vibery that usually figure skating has. And she is just, so if you don't know her lore, her backstory, she was basically a child prodigy. Like, I think at like 13, she won like gold at Worlds or something crazy like that. And then, as in most of these type of situations, she didn't have like a lot of autonomy. She was told to starve. She wasn't given like what she could wear or what song she could pick. And then at 16, she said, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. I'm retiring from the sport at age 16. And walked away from it. And then I think it was that she like went on like a ski trip with some of her friends. And she thought to herself, oh my gosh, like, can I feel this happy and have this much fun with figure skating? And then she ended up going back to the sport and decided to have like a different mentality this time around. I'm picking what I'm wearing. I'm looking how I want to look. I'm dancing to whatever the fuck I want to dance to. Okay? And you know what happened? She brought joy. She brought less pressure. And guess what? That got her an Olympic gold medal. And that's on ownership of your body. That's on ownership of your creative talents. And I fucking love to see it, especially with a young woman taking the reins. Fuck all these older people. You could do whatever you want to do, my diva. And she fucking did it. And the other two ladies that placed on the podium, shout out to Japan. And I didn't know this, that figure skating is the second most popular sport in Japan behind baseball. America's sport baseball? No, it's Japan's sport baseball, okay? Shohei Ohtani, does that ring any bells? Yes, our Japanese king. So, I didn't know that, but also great job to everybody who did the figure skating. The one part about the women's figure skating that hurt my heart. So basically what happens with your score is a combination of the short and the free skate. And that would be how you place or medal. And our girl Amber Glenn, 26 years old, which is considered like an old ass bitch basically in the game, which is crazy because 26 is so young. And she, in the short, you have to complete 3 jumping passes and you cannot do anything less than a triple. And in one of her combinations, she did a double. And that singular mistake, that one mistake knocked her off the podium. Can I tell you, when she came off that ice, she knew that she would not medal because of that one mistake. I was sobbing. Honestly, in general, the Olympics make me sob, okay? Because you think about it. People work their entire lives for this one moment. Every 4 years, okay? And some people, they only get that one shot. And when you make one singular mistake and you've learned your entire life for this moment and you make one mistake, it all comes down to that one moment. And it makes me so upset. I cry for them. I cry for their parents. I couldn't imagine being an Olympian's parents. Okay, I don't even know these people and my stomach hurts. My stomach's in knots. If I birthed them and I saw their training and I had to go watch it, I'm puking. You all know I puke. I'd be barfing all over myself and everybody in the vicinity. Call it the splash zone. All right, throwing up, crying, shitting. It's everything. I'm full excretion process if I was an Olympian's parents, okay? And then I'm also like crying out of like joy because like, again, they work their whole lives for these moments. And when you can do it and you have that perfect Olympics performance, sobbing. I'm sobbing. It's truly, it's an indescribable feeling, okay? Now, in pairs, so I talked a little bit before about Madison Chalk and Evan Bates. They have like a beautiful story. They were partners for a long time, and then like 6 years in, they were partners, and then Evan was like, "No, I actually like love her," and he was like, "I might ruin the friendship, but like I love you," and she's like, "Wait, what? I don't know. hold on, let me think on it, let me sleep on it. And then she was like, wait, actually, like, I kind of love you too. And they're married and they're still dancing together. It's so beautiful. Oh, I love it. But they got a silver, so they got second place. And actually it was a little controversy because the people who placed first, I believe they were from France. They have a lot of issues, okay? They have like different partners and like sexual assault stuff, a couple like boom, boom, boom stuff, like I'm a little scared. And then they come together and they win gold. And a lot of people were like, that's not good because they got a lot of these allegations out here. But alas, the leader of our country doesn't even have allegations. They have facts against him and he's still the president of our country. So I don't really know about our metrics of this world, even though wrong is wrong, all right, across the board. And then the biggest upset is Ilya Malinin. And that was so difficult to watch. I was crying for everybody. So 18 out of the 20 male figure skaters who performed that night fell. So that leads me to believe there's a problem with the ice, okay? Because basically everyone fell. There's a problem with what's happening on the ice. And it came out a little bit later that it was like soft ice, which I don't really know. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't feeling the ice. I don't know the difference between hard ice and soft ice, okay? But I do feel like there was a lot of pressure that was put on Ilya. And they were like, he's the quad god, the quad king. He's the only person that could do a quad. And he sucked on his performance. And that was so terrible to watch. And we need to stop putting so much pressure on these athletes before they even get there. Let them compete, let them perform, let them do what they do, and then we can hype them up after. The same thing happened to Lindsey Vonn. My queen, Lindsey Vonn. That was horrific to watch. And a week before the games, I don't know if she was competing or on a practice thing. She blows her ACL out. I mean, blows her ACL. Blows it. She doesn't have an ACL anymore. And she decides to still compete. You know what? First of all, you're not going to tell an Olympian or an athlete what to do. You're also not going to tell a woman what to do. All right? Should she have performed? Probably not the best idea. But it was this whole, story. She's 40 years old. And oh my God, she's a grandma. She's so old to be competing. Everybody's crazy. And she retired. She came back to the sport. It was all this pressure. And then when she gets out there, it's a 90-second run from the top of the hill down to the bottom, alpine skiing. 13 seconds in, it looks like her, I don't know what it's called, a staff or her rods, whatever. It looks like it clips the flag and she tumbles the fuck down. Skis just like clusterfuck. She was like a pretzel and they had to airlift her out of there. I can't tell you the way I felt watching that. I was sick. I was sick inside. I can't imagine being at the bottom of that hill, being her family. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like I'm getting PTSD and that's not even my family. Like that's not even my people. It was so terrible to watch. She had to get airlifted out. It took forever to get her off the fucking mountain. And imagine being right after that. I'm scared. I'm so scared. Oh my God. Oh my God. But anyway, I mean, I'm already hitting almost my 15-minute mark of this episode. And there's obviously so much to talk about. The most important team to me is my Avengers, Terry Gannon, Tara Lipinski, and Johnny Weir. When I tell you, I was eating their commentary up. It was so funny. It would be like, Johnny would be like, yeah, that was his best performance of the season, but it's still not going to be good enough compared to everybody else here. Ooh, they were clocking the tea and keeping it real. I love them. They're my Avengers. And Andrea Joyce, boots on the ground with the athletes down in the locker rooms. We love her too. I love them. And I always say this around the Olympics times that like, I need to watch figure skating when it's not the Olympics. I need to watch gymnastics when it's not the Olympics. And I never do. But maybe I will start. Maybe I'll start. I think it'll be on NBC. So hopefully Peacock will keep streaming it. And not music licenses taking it off 24 hours after the fact. Motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. You heard Bennett growling in the background. That's exactly how I feel too. Grr. Well, thanks so much for watching this very special episode of the So Yeah podcast, showcasing the Olympics. The next Olympics will be in Los Angeles, and this is my manifestation portal, which is my podcast. I need to be there. My dream, I would love to be the Snoop Dogg of the Olympics. Just have me show up, give me $500K just every day, just to show up and be like, oh, this is a cool sport. I would love to do that. That is my dream job, okay? So, putting that in the manifestation portal, putting in the cauldron, that I'm going to be at the LA 2028 Olympics. Thank you so much. Okay? God, hear it. Clock it. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, wherever you're watching, consuming it. I really appreciate it. You know it as always. And we'll be back next week with a brand new episode. So yeah.